Junior, captain, Varsity Cup MVP, 4 national championships. Yeah,
that's awesome.
4 national championships.
3 in a row.
We're getting to the point now where you have so many that you just stop paying attention to where the trophies go.
Literally, we asked, hey, can you bring in the trophy? And apparently no one knows where the Varsity Cup championship trophy is.
It went on a walkabout, huh?
We don't know where it is. Where is it?
I don't know. That's pretty funny, though.
You don't know. Who cares? We want another one.
Well, so at the game, I see you guys, it's handed to you, you raise it, and then all of a sudden, it has like this top to it. And the top goes flying off, like doesn't break. It's kind of like it's a cup and it has a lid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you get the lid back?
We got the lid, but the lid did not come away without any damages. Ooh. It had a big old dent in the side. Doesn't quite fit on like it did before. So.
Is this like the Stanley Cup where it travels to the next team? Or does each team get one?
You know what? I think they're actually that's the end goal is to start engraving things and make it kind of like the Stanley Cup and start passing it along.
Well, yeah, you got to find that to be able to pass it along.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I hope you find it. But you have some hardware here that you brought in.
Yeah, I'll hold this up for the TV audience. I've got the Varsity Cup medal brought in here, and then the MVP, Kyle Sumsion.
Nice plaque.
Yeah.
Most valuable player.
Congrats.
So when you pick up something like that at the game of games, when does it register in your own mind that wow, I just did something really special?
I think I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know if it's quite registered quite yet even. So, it's still kind of living on cloud 9 the last couple days and trying to take in everything that's happened. To be completely honest with you.
You win MVP, you win, and then there's this cool like Rudy moment where the team lifts you up. And they're chanting BYU, and you're saying something else, which I couldn't make out exactly, but probably like, yeah, I'm awesome. I don't know what you said, but what did that moment mean to you to have the team raise you up?
No, I mean it actually meant a lot. So much more than the MVP, so much more than a lot of the little things. It was awesome to see that they had my back, and that they were supportive.
And your butt.
Yeah, and my butt at the same time.
They raised you up. Championship.
Cue Josh Groban.
Yeah.
Yes. We're watching the moment on the TV side of when you got lifted up by your opponents and you're chanting something. When you're in a professional arena like that, celebrating with 10,000 crazy fans, how was that experience as an athlete?
Incredible. That was that's the biggest crowd that I've played in here at BYU. And our fans are awesome. We could hear them the whole entire game. We could hear them rooting for us, which was awesome. And then celebrating in the end was by far the most fun part. It kind of took a little bit to get to that point, too, because, we had to be respectful to Cal, given their chance. But, the whole time everyone wanted to just start jumping up and down. So it was fun.
And I was explaining the awkwardness associated with the end because Luke Maki throws the ball out of bounds thinking that's the end.
Yeah.
Then the ref says play on. And then Cal scores. They make a conversion, and it's chipped down to 10. You wanted it to be 17, right? That's better than 10.
I know. It was a little bit disappointing the way it ended.
Thanks, Luke.
It was a penalty because you can't throw the ball out. You can only kick the ball out.
Oh, okay.
So the game probably would have been over, and we probably would have walked away with 17 instead of 10, but just a little player error at that moment.
I was wondering what happened because I was calling the BYU baseball game, and my producer was in my ear, and she said, okay, it's 43-26. And there's like a minute left. Yeah. I'm like, oh, sweet. And then like 10 seconds later, she's like 43-33. And I was like, whoa, okay. But hey, we still won.
Hey, that was the thing. We knew at that point that it wasn't enough for them to really come back. So, it was fine. They could take another 7 points. We were happy with it.
Kyle Sumsion of BYU Rugby, Varsity Cup MVP and 4-time national champion on BYU Sports Nation. You had one loss in your entire college career. It happened this year against St. Mary's.
To a college team.
To a college team. Sorry, let me reference that. To a college team. What did that loss do for this team in helping you get back to a national championship?
No, it's a great question. It was our first real game of the season. We had played teams like UVU and Snow College. Nothing against them, but, they don't bring quite the caliber that St. Mary's does. So that was our real first test. It just helped us to realize that, we aren't all that in a bag of chips. We actually have to work for this. We have to come out and be prepared. I think had we not had that opportunity to lose that first game, I don't think we'd have the same team and the same brotherhood that we have at the end of the season now.
Kyle Sumsion, national champion, is on BYU Sports Nation, captain of the rugby team. The thing that I noticed the most in the game was the amount of tackles since I was keeping the stats for NBC Sports Network. You had 60 more tackles than Cal.
Yeah, how does that happen?
They don't kick the ball as much. They'll try and just pick and jam and string together phases and whatnot. But you guys played great defense on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, that stat's kind of fun here. I actually did not know that, but I mean, it was, that's what won us the game, I believe, was our defense. And, we spent a lot of time, I feel like, on our own goal line trying to keep them out. And, I was very proud of, everyone's individual efforts for, keeping them out, because that was frustrating at times, playing that much defense.
Kyle Sumsion of BYU Rugby on BYU Sports Nation after a 4th national championship in his career, 3 consecutive. Our Twitter question today is, what is the best 3 consecutive year era for any sport at BYU? Jarom and I are having a hard time coming up with anything outside of rugby because it always ended in a national championship. I'm guessing that you're going to go with rugby, but I guess I'll let you answer the question.
You know what? I'm going to 100% go with rugby. So.
That's a fair answer.
And this era has come after 09. There was this huge build. You were a freshman on that team, started in that game with Jordan Lowry and Paul Asike. And you guys have built this thing into a dynasty where you have overtaken Cal as the team to beat in college rugby. What kind of transformation has happened for BYU to do that?
I think it's just kind of the tradition. Years past, we've gone into that game, hoping to win, hoping to compete. Now we're at a different place where we go into that game, knowing that we can win and knowing that we can compete with any team that we come up against. Also there's been, a big push with our team. BYU's been much more supportive. We get facilities like the weight room. Mm-hmm. So, there's been some other things that have helped us succeed, and, we can't take that for granted either.
Did that change in 09?
That did. It was 09 was our first year.
Okay, and that's the first time you win the national championship. So you guys have been tremendous. And the crowds that you get at Southfield, especially for the Utah game, I mean, this is big time. It's like a women's soccer game when they get the huge crowds as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We like to compete with women's soccer, try to get more than them every year. So they're tough. Those women's soccer girls,
good.
they're tough.
Oh, is that like a known rivalry there between you and the women's soccer team?
I don't think so. I think
it
it's
is
just
now.
the guys. We always talk about who has had the most fans at Southfield, and I'm not sure who it is right now, but I'd probably say it's probably pretty close between us.
So your buddy Paul Asike, because he was not playing with the team when you lost to St. Mary's, now he has the distinction of never having lost a game. Yeah. Is he going to hold that over your head for a while?
You know what? I hope not, but he very well might. So, but I'm hoping not.
Well, we would have won if I was playing.
Right. That there might be some truth in that as well. So he's a great player, and we've been grateful to have him for the last part of the season.
Kyle Sumsion, the rugby captain, is on BYU Sports Nation. How has Paul Asike helped this team by being on the football team?
If you watched our game against Navy, you might have seen a highlight of him just trucking
one
of the Navy players.
Yes.
So it's brought him, I believe, a new physicality to his game. He's much more willing to go through guys instead of around them. And the football team, teaches you hard work and dedication, which is a big part of our program as well. And so I feel like that definitely has affected the way he plays.
And has it helped the team as a whole, him being on the football team? He's taken away from some of the games, but it seems like you get a little more pub in the football games, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah, and also, it has made him a better player for sure, but it also gives us a lot more, publicity and recognition by the fact that every time he's on the football field, they like to mention that he also plays rugby, so that helps us as well. So
it's exposure.
Exposure, absolutely.
No.
Kyle Sumsion is on BYU Sports Nation, 4-time national champion in rugby. He's a junior, the Varsity Cup MVP. The list goes on and on and on. When you're getting ready for, I guess, the final campaign, what else can you do, man? What else can you do to get better?
Beat Cal by 17.
I think just not so much getting better, but just staying consistent. I think that's going to be our end goal. Just trying to just keep the progress, keep the momentum going, and, next year, whoever we face, whether it's Cal or somebody else, beating them and walking away again with another victory. Because, we're back in the weight room today, and that's our end goal for next year.
Really, today?
Today, yes.
Wow.
No complacency.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I mentioned this in a pre-production meeting a couple days ago. getting close to the BYU rugby team, being roommates with Steve St. Pierre, who was the captain in 2009, getting to know Ryan Roundy, and now you're the captain and you played 8-man. There's something about being the captain where you kind of, I'm serious about this, you like transform into the guy on the team. Like, you're the leader. You are the captain now. Have you felt any kind of transformation or seen that in your leadership with the team?
You know, I have seen transformation myself for sure. You know, I'm not sure if the guys could say that about me.
They lifted you up. They saw it, Kyle.
I'm awesome. I'm awesome.
Hashtag everything is awesome.
But for sure, I've seen a transformation myself. You know, and it's kind of what happens when you follow such great examples like Steve St. Pierre and Ryan Roundy. You know, you really have to fill such big shoes. And you know, I'm not sure if I've quite done that or if I ever will be able to quite fill their shoes. But you know, I'm going to try for sure to be the example that they were, not only on the field but off the field as well.
You're engaging in a prominent role now with Team USA Rugby. What's the update on the front there for you and moving forward with the national team?
Yeah, so then in May I go to Denver with them, and we have a camp, and then they're going to make the selections for that camp. And if I make the selections, then I will go to Texas, play Scotland, and then in California we'll play Japan and Canada. Excuse me. Yeah.
When's that camp?
It's, believe, May 29th through the 1st of June.
Okay.
So, and then right from there, we leave to Texas. So it'll be all of June. Hopefully I make it. You know, I feel pretty confident about it, but that's kind of the goal.
Awesome. At CVD6262 has a question for you. You moved to 8-man or number 8 for the finals. Was this to get you more touches?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, yes, it was. Yeah.
And it worked. And it worked.
Simple. And
he
they
said,
won.
P.S. It worked.
Yeah.
Kyle Sumsion with us on BYU Sports Nation. You are a 3-time recipient of the BYU Sports Nation Karma. Would you like it a 4th time to go along with your 4 national titles?
I would really appreciate that.
For Team USA.
For Team
I
USA.
think that's the next step, right?
I would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
We now bestow upon you, for the 4th time, the BYU Sports Nation Karma.
Hey, thank you very much.
So go and succeed.
Have you been on the show 4 times?
Yeah, at least 4 times. So.
At least 4.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
I think that worked out with BYU Rugby. I really think it did.
Okay.
I think the stars aligned.
When you're a national champion 4 times, you earn the mic to give some shout-outs. There are a lot of people watching you on BYUtv and listening to you on BYU Radio. Now's your opportunity to take a few seconds.
Tens of millions.
And give them a shout-out over the mic on this national simulcast.
Yeah, I mean, I think who I'd like to give the shout-out to is just all the players. You know, we have 64 guys on our roster. And, you know, unfortunately, there's only 15 that start and 23 that get jerseys. And so there's a lot of guys that get forgotten about. So my shout-outs to all of them because we wouldn't have made it there without them. You know, and my mom would be real frustrated right now if I did not say her name. So I'm also going to say my mom.
64
well
guys
done.
and my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's well played. Kyle, great to have you with us. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much.
And
guys.
happy Cinco de Mayo.
I appreciate that. I didn't realize, but thank you.